How to attract a woman without saying a word. See, most guys, we think that attraction is created by communication. What to say, when to text, how to respond, that's already the mistake. Because attraction doesn't start with communication. It starts with the state. Meaning before you even speak, she feels something internally. And that feeling determines everything that's about to happen next. So today, I'm breaking down how attraction is created without saying a word. And why the men who talk the least normally has the most control. Let's get straight into it. What you need to understand is that attraction is felt before it's understood. Because women don't analyze attraction logically at first. They feel it. Your tone, your pace, your posture, your stillness, your comfort and silence. All of that communicates more than words ever could. As a man, we can say all the right things and still repel attraction, especially if our energy is unsettled. Meanwhile, another man can damn near say nothing and still pull attraction and still pull attention because his energy is grounded. Does that make sense? Words don't create attraction. Your internal state does. Remember, as men, we are more physical. We are more touch. We are more, these are our love languages, right? Females, they are more emotional. They are more in tune with their feelings, their vibrations. Some men are still, right? Especially if you meditate, especially if you are one in tune, in line with your energy. But you have to understand that as men, we are given more strength than women. That's obvious, right? So you have to understand, and you know it too, that women are more in tune with psychological mindset, vibrations, energy, how they feel. So they feel things first before you even say anything. That was their gift from God. They are more in tune with their feelings. That's why they are more emotional. Say this to say, this is why most men talk too much. Most guys are speaking because silence makes them uncomfortable. Let's keep it real. They fill the gaps, they explain themselves, overcorrect moments that don't need to be fixed. That behavior though is not confidence, it's anxiety disguised as communication. Speaking through communication. And women feel that instantly. I'm talking about instantly. Understand that the need to talk often is the need to control the situation, to control the perception. Strong men don't need to control the perception. They let it form naturally. Through your presence, your dominance, your calm energy. This is how you radiate higher frequency. Because nothing can throw you off balance. You're aligned. She senses that. When she's trying to get a rise out of you, when she's trying to, and you don't fold, you don't think that's attractive? She might not show it, but they feel more close to you. There's a reason why you notice when you don't do too much. They're more in tune. They're more leaning in. And I've mentioned that in a previous video. And this isn't the theory for me. This is how I actually move in real life. I'll give you two examples how this applies to the real world that some men miss. First one being at parties. Be at a party, especially back in my days. And I'll see it every time. Guys talking nonstop, yapping, trying to be funny, trying to impress, trying to control the vibe. Meanwhile, I'm sitting back, relaxing, observing, not forcing conversations. And you probably have noticed this too in your life, or you've seen it. How usually the calm dude, the guy that's just laid back, not doing anything, is always being able to pull, to attract. I'm gonna explain to you why. It's not because they're shy. It's not because you're shy. It's because you don't need to insert yourself. And instantly, the dynamic flips. While these men are searching or trying to impress her to gain her attraction, while they're talking at women are intrigued by him. Women are coming to me. It's not because I said more. It's because I did less. And I realized this early. It took me a while, but once I realized this, once I realized to sit back and let what's good for me find its way to me, oh, it might sound cliche, but no. Especially if you're well put together, especially if maybe you have good fashion taste, maybe you are fit, maybe you are known, you will slowly see that when you do too much, you repel. When you stay laid back, nonchalant vibe, but still, communicatable, you're not just a mouse, just quiet in the background, right? Like when someone approaches you, you still talk, you open up, right? Not saying you have to be introvert, extrovert, just saying you fall back. While you see all the guys going to approach, trying to make her laugh, and I realized this in my life. When I remember going to a get-together, went to a lot of parties when I was younger, but I would see, especially when you're with the guys, how the guys would do a 180 as soon as the girls come in, right? Now they're talking more, they're asking too many questions, maybe got a couple of drinks in, while I'll just be leaning back, chilling on the couch, right? Maybe on my phone, maybe just doing some work. And the girls would always come to me and say, What's up? Are you shy? Like, what's up with you? Come get a shot. Is that? And I always say, yeah, in a bit, I'm about to. You see how I immediately set the tone? Like, when I'm good, like, I'm not going to run up to you. I'm not going to come and try to gain your attention because I'm content. And I'll come when I'm ready. But they immediately, you notice how they immediately come and pull up on me. Yes, your attraction might play a difference, but regardless, women are more intrigued for the guy that's not interested in them like everybody else. You have to understand this. Once you understand this, way easier. If you are following what the crowd is doing, yes, you still might pull her. Yes, you might. But when you act nonchalant, because that already signals you have options that you could possibly be taking. And girls always love for no matter what. When a guy is taken, like, they find that challenge more. You know, you'll notice it how when you're in a relationship, now all of a sudden it seems like everyone's trying to come at you. Like, all these girls trying to get a taste, right? But when you're single, it's a little bit of a struggle, right? But it's because, and I promise you, it's because many women love what they can't have. And guys as well too, right? Let me give you another example at the gym. You see guys hovering, trying to start conversations mid-set. You see this too. Over-explaining, over-qualifying. Meanwhile, I'm focused. You're focused. Calm in my own world. I came here to work out. I got 45 to 1 hour, 30 minutes. I'm about to work out. I don't want no distractions. That's just my mindset when I go into the gym because I don't want to start side talks unless I have to, or if as minimal as possible, just because how time consuming it could be. Let's keep it real. You know, you say hi one time, then all of a sudden people are thinking like this is open dialogue every session. I know you can relate. And again though, this always works. You'll slowly start to see while you see these men approaching women, staring every 2 seconds. That's why I mentioned in my earlier video, if you're not going to approach her, don't even look at her, don't say a word. Either approach her with confidence or just keep it moving. Because when you give her attention, when you give her those wandering eyes, she already feels validated. She already feels like she's over here, you're over here. She already has you. That's why I make it a thing. I don't even look their way, no matter how intriguing they might look in their workouts or, you know, what they wear, because you know how it is. So I make it a mission to stay laser focused. I can't be like the other guys. Not saying that I'm looking for anything, but I always notice whenever I'm just doing me in my own world, they naturally come up to me, approach me. Eye contact happens naturally now. Now they're trying to lock eyes with you because they know your attention is not given freely. Does that make sense? You notice this too. Now openings are starting to present themselves. Conversation starts without effort. Instantly. I promise you this every single time. I can't stress enough to the point where I'm like in a time crunch and I'll notice random girls are like now trying to get near me when I'm stretching, or if I'm working out and just side talk, oh wow, you can't do that, can you teach me this, that? And it's always it's always funny because I notice whenever you do the less, whenever you just pay them no mind, you're just doing your own thing, they're always going to find a way to come around your space. They're always going to insert themselves. That's why I say if she is feeling you, she will find a way to communicate or let you know, whether that's eye contact, whether that's a hair flip, whether that's, there's many different aspects. You will see the signs. That's why it's always best to, instead of just winging it and just going to approach where you don't know where the conversation is or trying to get her attraction by doing something from your end, just do less. Literally, focus on your task, focus on your, and what's good for you will find its way to you. You have to understand, they find a man that is locked in on his vision attractive. When she sees you for like a month, two straight, just every time you're working out, you're not looking at anybody's eyes. People approach you though, you are friendly, you are giving daps, you are having small talks, right? But you're not searching it. You're not trying to search her attention. You're not looking at her to catch her eye contact. Does that make sense? It happens naturally. You're working out. Maybe you go a whole week without even looking at her, without even saying hi. Even if you've known her, that's what I do. Even if they approach me one week or one day and I see them again, it's not like, oh, hey, high fives every day, small talk, chop it up on some movie shit, like hand on the locker, just leaning back, chilling. Yo, what's up? How you doing? Like, nah. It's like I didn't even know you. Why? It's not because I'm trying to be arrogant or cocky in a way, but it's you let her know psychologically, not jumping over hills to get your attraction to really have you. that immediately signals he has options. He's a busy guy. He's a man with purpose. He has stuff going on for himself. Compared to the guy that's searching for her every time just because they had that one small conversation the other day. Does that make sense? So understand, it's not a coincidence. That's attraction responding to not neediness. I guarantee you this. Remember this. This will save you years, especially in a setting where you see familiar faces. Some people, they think attraction is about engagement. It's completely not. When you're not trying to extract attention, attention naturally comes to you. 1,000%. This is how the power of a calm presence comes into play. You can see in this video where I mentioned why staying calm drives her crazy. But that calm pressure creates tension, no matter what. Not nervous tension, but grounded tension. The kind that makes someone want to lean in. When you're calm, you don't rush moments. You don't chase reactions. You don't need reassurance. That tells you something without saying a word. I'm good either way. That signal is powerful. This is exactly what I break down in The Art of Detachment. You can check in the top link description, pin comments. It's a very good read. Updating the new version for February 2026 this week. So those who do have it right now will automatically, and please check your emails, will automatically get the new updated version regardless of the price change or anything. But it's going to be more in depth, and I know you guys loved it already, but I'm going to make it better. That's my treat to you guys, just to show love. So check it out, top link in the description, pin comments. Once you get it, you always get the new updated version. Guaranteed. No charge. So let's differentiate the difference between silence versus non-reactivity. The difference, right? Because silence can be awkward. Non-reactivity is controlled. Non-reactivity means you don't rush to fill the space, you don't defend yourself emotionally, and you don't chase clarity. You let the moments unfold. That's not a tactic, that's emotional discipline. And discipline is always attractive. And we've mentioned this many times. It is always attractive. You know that, I know that, everybody knows that. No matter how someone would perceive it. That's exactly why women lean into grounded men who are sure of themselves, who know exactly who they are, and they don't let things, situations, anything fold them or change their perspective, their mission. Because women are naturally drawn to what feels stable. That's why I've mentioned women don't want to be your whole world. They want to be part of a world that's already moving. I've mentioned this in our previous video. They want to join in. As slimy as it is, that's what it is. They don't want to really build with you from the ground up. You find a one like that, that's a real one. That's a keeper. I'm going to keep it a stack. But majority of the time, especially modern women now, they want to be part of your world that's already moving. So you have to, that's why I'm big on self-improvement. That's why I'm big on having your purpose. Because no matter what, when things go left, right, you stay locked in on your goals, no matter what, you'll be centered, you'll be straight. You'll be good in the long run. Because a man that is stable, a man that has stuff going on for himself no matter what and doesn't let distractions throw him off center, you'll always find another. That's why I always say you will find the 7 billion people. As long as you stay on your purpose, as long as you're doing well for yourself, financially, mentally, spiritually, like, you will always be good, especially with women. So when one goes, you don't trip. That's why I tell you guys, do not trip. It sucks, it stings, especially if you're in that early bird phase where you're deep into love. You will slowly realize the more women you get with and the more relationships, that's all through, you have to have that phase where you are, and it took me years, right? I was seeing girls, I remember just once a week, maybe once every couple of days, new girls, especially when I was on those dating apps, this, that, and it quickly makes you, first, one, understand female nature better. Two, you're more comfortable now. So now when something doesn't go right, you're used to it. It doesn't bother you. And to the point where three, where it can affect, because you're not as intrigued anymore, right? You can lose interest fast because now you have more options. Now that feeling of love that you used to once feel, maybe some of you are feeling that now, that you would feel like in high school, early college days, because you didn't have as many options, goes away. So it's like it becomes harder to find that. It becomes harder to find that feeling again, especially when you've been heartbroken, especially when you've been let down many times, been cheated on, this, that. And I can attest to that, right? Like, I've had some situations that changed my perspective on dating and how it works really in reality, because you can be deep in love and think everything is going well, but you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. And you will find out years later, sometimes, what can really traumatize you, right? But that's not here or there. Like, we got to stay focused, and I don't want to make some people uncomfortable. So, but yeah, women are drawn to what's stable. So not boring stable, not boring stability, strong stability. Calm signals equivalent to self-trust, inner structure, and emotional control. The guy that stays centered during uncertainty. Feel safe in a dangerous, powerful way. Not safe like predictability, but safe like solid, like a rock, like there's no moving them. That's why calm men don't need to impress. Their presence already does the work for them. That's exactly why attraction grows in space. Because it doesn't grow in pressure, it grows in space. It's a big reason why I always say lean back, pull back. Don't show too much affection. Don't show exactly how you're feeling every time, or keep it steady. Space allows curiosity. If she's always sure if she knows what to expect from you, that attraction level will disappear slowly. That's where arguments come. That's where they start looking elsewhere. That's where they start making excuses, like trying to start arguments for no reason, when in reality they're trying to look for something new and they're trying to blame it on you. I know you can relate. So understand that space creates curiosity. Space allows imagination. Space allows desire to build on its own. You don't even have to do anything. There's a reason why I always say do nothing at all, especially with no contact. Because when you over communicate, you remove the space. You stay grounded though, the space remains. And attraction fills that space naturally. That's exactly why doing less often works more. The more you try to communicate attraction, the weaker it becomes. I guarantee you that. The less you try, the more it shows. Because attraction responds to certainty, not persuasion. You don't need to announce interest. You don't need to perform confidence. You just need to be centered. So understand that attracting women without communicating is not ignoring them, right? We made a whole separate video about that. That's simply based off when things are not going how you plan it, when the dynamics being flipped, when they think they are this or that. Because detachment allows space. Detachment allows, this is what we talk about in the art of detachment. You check the top link, description, pin comments. But when you are trying to signal attraction, it's not from what you say. It's not leading with words. Understand that. I know we're taught on saying the right thing, especially when you're growing up, but it has nothing to do with that. Because words come after alignment, not before it. So as a strong man, you have to understand you don't have to create attraction. You talk, they talk once attraction exists. That's the difference. You don't have to go and try to fight for attention. You don't have to go and try to prove your worth. Especially if you are, let me give you an example. If you are in shape, if you are aligned on your mission, you have a goals, you have daily, you are taking advantage of your time and it's precious to you, right? You are someone that you don't even have many friends, because a lot of the friends in your corner, they just are not on the same mission as you. They're going out every weekend, they're partying. Someone like you, that when a girl sees you, especially at the gym or in public, they're already drawn to you compared to most women, because I already know someone like you, you are not out here being thirsty. You're not looking, you're not searching, right? But you know, you see her giving a look at you across the room, you give her a glance, give her a smile, and you see how the reaction goes. You see how the attraction plays out. She starts playing with her hair, she starts getting near you, she starts looking at you more than 2-3 times throughout that same day. You already know what to do. It's so easy, right? But most guys don't want to make it that easy. They want to fulfill it the way they imagine in their mind. But when it comes down to it, it's just like be cool, calm, and collected. I guarantee you, if you follow these steps, it will make it so much easier to attract women. Literally, stay focused on your goals, stay in shape, stay disciplined, stay locked in on your mission, right? That means doing the things that you need to be doing instead of BSing, instead of hanging out with people that are raising down your frequency, that are raising down your vibrations, because that aligns with your center. If you are out of center and your life just feels like a mess right now, that is visible. Whether or not you know that or not, even if you're not saying it, that is visible. Because a man that is good, a man that is confident, he walks different, he talks different, he appears different just based off his energy. That's why you feel better when everything is going well in life. When things are crashing down or seems like there's a missile coming here, just like the way you walk, your aura, if that makes sense, your aura, right? It's deeper than that, right? But you know exactly what I mean, because someone that is not as confident, someone that's going through it, is not going to be walking with his posture straight all the way back. Let's keep it real. You see it too in your day-to-day, probably with friends or whatnot. So understand, that's why I always say you have to stay steady. Even if things are not going the way you planned it, you have to literally walk like you already have it. Meaning you don't let that shape, because that's visible. Understand that you will overcome it. Understand that no matter what they talking about, no matter what they trying to perceive you as, like, you will stay centered, you will stay aligned, and you will achieve what your dreams are. You will achieve what you want to achieve, because no matter what, it's not a when, it's I'm going to. Now, when you start moving like that, she can't tell whether or not you are off center or not, because it's gonna signal high status. It's gonna signal he's on his mission. If you're walking slouched, if you're walking looking at the floor when you're walking, just looking lackadaisical, that's evident. You can even still have everything going well for you, but if you don't have your traction, your alignment centered, you will not attract anything. So understand, it's not from what you say. It's how you present yourself, it's how you carry yourself, how you respect yourself, and how you not do too much, right? Doing less, this is why I mentioned in the video, doing less is always more. So yeah, it can seem like a lot of games, but it's not. It's really not. This is exactly how you attract women without saying a word. I guarantee you this always works, especially for me in my life. It's to the point where I used to have to go on cold approach, right? Especially when you're younger, when you're trying to get used to, I had to get that fear out of me, right? Because for me growing up, it was hard for me to really approach. Like, I was good at attracting women, especially when you're an athlete, when you're sports, girls just naturally come to you. Let's keep it real, right? And when you go to parties, especially if you're in college and you're working while everybody's in frats, partying and all that, it was easier for me. So when I'm going to a party or something, you know, I was working a lot, so I stand out. I wasn't wearing what everybody was wearing. Does that make sense? So they were coming to me naturally. So I've noticed that throughout my life, like, I was very good at doing that, and I would never, maybe because of my personality, I was never the one to be super loud when I walked in. I'll let my presence do the talking, right? I'll let my vibrations, right? Not saying I'm being a mouse, right? Like just being quiet like a mouse, hiding in a corner, right? Like in the shadows. But I'm still being communicatable, but I'm like not doing much. I'm really not doing much. And I realized that early on, that those people that were never really doing much, that never really cared, right, about women, they were always getting them. That's when you have to sit down and analyze whether you're a school young man, college, or co-worker, whatever it is. It would always work out. I'll probably make a separate video on how to text and do all that, because all this plays a role. If you guys like this video, be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new here, and share this video with somebody who needs to see this. If you want to stay connected, join the Clarity Room. Link will be in the top link, description, pinned comments. That's where I'll be sending updates, deeper insights, and the weekly Clarity letter as it launches. Remember, clarity of mind, discipline, emotion. You got this. Don't overthink it. Don't overcomplicate it. And I'll catch you guys on to the next one, man. Be easy. Love y'all. Peace. If you like this video, watch this video up next.